the story.
Yeah. we went to Half Mile Cave, which is now called Blanchard Springs, and it's commercialized and has elevators that go down in it now. We went to this cave, and time frame I'm thinking was around 59 or 60, somewhere in that area. And Umpy Osborne was the cave explorer. He takes us up this cave and proceeds to inform us that the only way in it known at this time is down an 80-foot hole in the ground, which was about 12 to 15 feet diameter. And
going down the well.
We're going, oh my. He comes up with a parachute harness, a block and tackle, a tree laid across this hole, and a rope. And they lowered everybody down in this cave by rope. We go down in this cave and we explore around, and we had all signed a plaque that Umpy crawled off into. We don't know where he went, but he crawled off in this place and left this plaque in there. And we later found out that they had found the plaque in the cave, and I think they left it where it was. He then took us to Calico Rock Cave. We knew nothing about Calico Rock, except we get in there. We're all cave exploring, right? We all got flashlights. The further we go into Calico Rock, the narrower it gets. And then you're walking on a little ledge about a foot wide, and you're going, okay, no problem. We follow this thing down, and then it just kind of levels out, and it's full of water. And we thought, okay, now what do we do? Umpy says, we're going down in the water, and we're going to swim over to where it comes back out. We say, okay. So down in this hole we go, and anybody that's ever been in a cave in the water and you're submerged in it, you're going trying to breathe because it's so cold. Well, Umpy says, I'm going over there and I'm going to shine a light down in the hole, so when y'all get over there, you'll know where to come out. You'll see the light. Well, there's about this much space up, which you can actually hold your nose up there and breathe. And you just go right over to the light, and as your arm comes up, Umpy grabs your arm and helps you out of the hole. Well, one of the guys, which is not here right now, that was with us, a boy named Kenny Pogue, he shut his eyes going through there, so he didn't know where he was going. And Umpy told us the only thing he saw from Kenny Pogue was about that much of his arm come by this way, and he reached down and grabbed him and pulled him out. And he may still be in that cave if it hadn't been for Umpy.
Yeah, that's true.
But our cave exploring, Larry and I both. Have you been back to Blanchard Springs?
Yeah, since they commercialized.
Yeah. The first time that I went through it, I had my wife with me, and as we got to the 80-foot hole, it's now screened in. You can't use it anymore. And I was standing there telling my wife, I came down that thing back in 57, whenever it was, and this young lady that worked for the Park Commission, she says, you've been down that? And I said, oh, yes, ma'am. How far ago? How long ago? And I said, back in the late 50s. I don't remember the exact year. And she said, they only discovered that cave in 56. And I said, really? She said, yeah. How did you get down it? And I told her the story that I just told you guys. And she was just thoroughly amazed. And he's got a little bit better story about that than I do.
Yeah, I went on vacation with my wife, and I wanted to go by there and see it, and everything. So we went by, and my wife wouldn't go with me because she didn't want to get in the cave. But anyway, I got in the elevator. Of course, they got an elevator now. It takes you down. And I got in the very back of the line. I was even behind the young lady that was escorting us, so I was the last one. And I was walking in, and looking and taking my time because we didn't see all this that you can see now.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to look real good. Anyway, we get over and we get to the end of the cave. And we stop, and all these people's got all these questions about the cave. And this girl that was by me that works there said, you know, we don't know as much as Larry does over here because Larry's been there. And so they got to talking and asking me questions. And I had asked the young lady first, the first time we stopped and was looking at stuff, I asked her, I said, you ever seen this back there in the back of this car? And she looked at me and raised back like this. How do you know? I said, because we put it there. So anyway, I went on, and when we got out to the end of the cave, a couple of the people there was asking questions, you know, and the people that were escorting says, well, this guy knows more than we do, you know, which I was flattered with that. But anyway, we went on through and got on the bus. They have a bus, school bus that brought you around to the other side. So I'm sitting there, and I hear somebody in the back saying, you know what? And they said, boy, that's a real Boy Scout right there. But that was a lot of fun.
This trip we went on when we went through these 3 different caves, Umpy Osborne, when we were through, of course we were nasty from crawling through these caves. He took us down to the White River to wash off. I did not know how cold water was until I got in that White River. It was something else. It would absolutely take your breath. But the adventures that we had, money can't buy what we've been through as Boy Scouts. And any of the kids nowadays that get a chance to be a Boy Scout, they should absolutely go for it. Because as we were talking a few minutes ago, a lot of kids now go home and sit in front of a computer. They don't know what outside in the woods is all about.
They really don't know what fun's all about, do they?
No, they don't. And, you know, we think back on things that we did as Scouts, and we think, golly, how did we ever live through it? But the way that we lived through it was from the supervision of the Scout leaders. They were not out there to let us get hurt.
Yeah.
And, of course, things happen everywhere you go, but Scout leaders are some of the best people in the world. They're very dedicated individuals, and I just thank the good Lord that I was able to be in Troop 97 for the length of time I was, and come out with the friends I came out with.